Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody's opinion of you determine yourself.
What's going on, everybody, man? It is your dude, Lorenzo, once again here with another episode of the Let That Marinate podcast. Man, today is a beautiful day. It's kind of a gloomy day. You know, the weather has been a little crazy here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's been raining like crazy, storming, a lot of power outage, um, but thankfully everybody it's safe. I haven't heard any, crazy things, anybody getting hurt or anything like that. So thankful for that. But yeah, man, today is still a beautiful day. This is still a day that we shall be glad and rejoice in it. Why? Because this is the day that God has made. Man, feeling good, feeling great. Got up this morning, prayed, you know, read my daily scripture, of course. And today it's Proverbs 3:4-6, where it says, trust in the Lord and lean not unto thine own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. And of course, my daily affirmation. I wanted to stick with the one um, that I've been, hanging on to, for quite some time, which is I am a strong and resilient individual that can handle any challenge, and I'm just grateful that God has stuck with me throughout my journey. And it just feels good knowing that in the midst of everything that I've gone through, he kept me. So thankful for that. But anyway, man, let's get into it. So my topic today is men get tired too. So let me start with this real quick, because I put out a promo video promoting today's episode. And of course, I got the typical response. So I get hit in my DMs with, is this a gender thing? Do men show gratitude? Do men show appreciation? Because I believe that goes both ways. Women get tired. Of course, I had to respond respectfully, by the way. I had to respond and say, you know what, ma'am, with all due respect, this ain't about y'all. Absolutely not. This is not about y'all. This is about the fellas. This is about the fellas. Now, her response pretty much confirmed why I needed to do this podcast on this particular topic, because what she did was hijacked what I said and made it about something else. Right? Like she pretty much just dismissed what I was saying, because first of all I said men get tired too. Right? Like, we get it. Women are tired of a lot of things because we hear about it all the time. We hear about men and their shortcomings and their imperfections and where we went wrong and things that we don't get right. Like, we hear this all the time. Men get shitted on all the time. However, men go through things too. And it's a lot of things that we're tired of. Now, this isn't about finger pointing or, you know, playing the blame game. It's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm doing. But it is about shedding light on, an issue that is very seldomly discussed, right? Like, we don't talk about, the things that men go through. It's always a silent struggle when it comes to men and our emotions and, our feelings. Like, it's a silent struggle because now, of course, we get that there's a stigma that was created by society, surrounding men and their feelings and their emotions, right? you know, Whether it's our upbringing or the environment, our childhood traumas or whatever. Like, Like society has created this stigma that men just can't, express ourselves. We can't show weakness. We can't, um, you know, we can't display any type of sadness or anything, right? All we just got to be tough. We just got to be strong, right? And we just got to show up. That's what's expected of us, to just show up, you know. And but the issue with that is we it's a lot of us that's struggling with that. It's a lot of us that's struggling because it's like there's so much pressure on us. You know what I'm saying? It's so much pressure on us to perform in a way that pretty much everybody else can benefit from, right? Like we have to be the providers, we have to be the protectors, we have to be the one to just take care of everything. Like we have to be the strong ones, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, damn, if I'm like I'm taking on so much, I'm putting so much on my back trying to carry all this stuff, but damn, I'm tired, right? I'm tired. However, we can't show that though. We can't show that because the moment that we show that we're weak and that we're vulnerable, we're going to be looked at in such a negative way, right? We're going to be, you know, like we're going to be put down because we sometimes we just need to take a break, right? Sometimes we just need to, we just need a moment to reset, recharge and replenish because we're so drained of everything that we have to do, whether it's, work, our home, our businesses, like whatever it is. And that is such an unfortunate thing because it is so many of us out here that's literally draining ourselves. Like we're depleting ourselves and there is such a huge deficit because it's like we can't it's like we can't take a break. We can't sit down and just relax and just breathe. Like you ever notice how when a man comes home, ladies, you ever notice how when a man comes home from work and sometimes he just wants to either just sit in the car for a while, like he's not even ready to get out of the car yet. You know what I'm saying? That's because he's sitting there trying to reset and trying to, you know, take a breather from what he's had to take on, during the day. And it's like he has to, and because he has to make sure that before he goes into his home, he has to have enough to make sure that his home is taken care of. The wife, the kids, whatever, you know, chores or something that may need to be fixed around the house. Like he has to have the energy and the capacity to take on that as well. And again, this isn't no slight towards the women. We get it. Y'all, y'all got y'all's things and responsibilities as well. But again, this is about the fellas today. Okay? So don't take what I'm saying and then hit me with the, well, women get tired too. Don't hit me with that because this ain't about y'all right now. All right? This is about us. And again, the reason why it's about us is because this isn't talked about enough. This isn't talked about enough. But what makes it hard to talk about it though is the response that it gets, right? Like what I just mentioned earlier about, the young lady who was in my DMs and was trying to like flip it and make it about something else. Like we're tired of being dismissed. We're tired of not being heard, And the irony of that is it is so many women who expect for men to be better communicators. You know, Women want men to express ourselves and they want us to, you know, share what's going on with us. But but it's hard to do that when That's the type of response that we get because we're not being heard. It's like our feelings don't matter, because it keeps getting dismissed. And that's what makes it hard for a man to bring himself to a place of comfort to express himself, you know, because of the way that it's treated. Like, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but there's, I believe the number I saw was it's like 21 men a day commit suicide because they're just under so much pressure to just be everything, for everybody. But no one is like being is but no one is like really being there for him. You know, everyone just expects for that man to just show up. But it's like no one is really showing up for him. No one is really checking on him to make sure that he's okay, make sure that he's good. Like this man probably has so much going on with him mentally, and emotionally and spiritually. Like there's so much that this man probably has going on internally, but no one seems to care. And listen, I'm sure a lot of women when they hear me say that, when I say people don't care, and I'm sure your response is going to be, "Yes, we do care." Okay, cool. That sounds good to say. But saying it and actually doing it are two different things. Two different things. Now, let me ask you a question. How often do you ask a man, "Hey, are you okay?" How often do you check on him? And when you do check on him, are you doing it with the intent to actually listen? Are you doing it with the intent to, hear him out? You know what I'm saying? And I understand that women are nurturers by nature, but let me let you in on something. Checking on him, making sure that he's okay, asking him if he needs anything, that's cool. But sometimes you may just have to leave it at that. Like don't be in such a frenzy trying to figure it out and trying to figure out what you can do to make it better. Sometimes the man just want to be left alone, and sometimes he just wants to just sit there and just relax and just get his mind together. And if that's what he needs, then give him that. Because a lot of times men, we do let y'all know what we need. Y'all just have to give us that. Like if we're needing some space, if we're needing a moment, if we just need a minute, we're gonna tell you, hey, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Leave it at that. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to, don't overthink it. Don't feel like, he doesn't want to be around you, and don't start having all these crazy feelings that he don't want me anymore. He doesn't feel the same about me anymore, and he don't want anything to do with me. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. This man probably went through something else, whether it was on his job or maybe he was driving home and the police got behind him and pulled him over for no reason, or maybe he got mistreated at a grocery store or something. Maybe somebody said something to him out the way, and you know what I'm saying? Like something may have happened that put him in the space to where he just needs a minute to himself, right? So again, men want to be heard, right? We don't want our feelings to be dismissed. Okay? We don't want y'all thinking that, you know, when we go silent, that means we don't want anything to do with you. Is again, you can't make it about that. You can't try to flip it and make it about that. If you really want to be, if your concern is to like really be there for him, then listen to what he tells you as far as what he needs in that moment. Because if he needs some space, give him space. Just give him space. Let him know, okay, I got you, but I'm here if you need me. and then leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing with us is if we're not in the best of moods, if we're not in the right mental space, chances are we're going to shut down. Mainly because we don't want to take that out on nobody. We don't want to take it out on you. We don't want to have an attitude. We don't want to, we don't want to project none of our negative emotions onto you. So yeah, sometimes we do need a minute. Sometimes we do need a chance to just recharge. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're tired of our efforts not being appreciated. Again, we the only thing that's needed of us is to just show up, right? And again, we're under so much pressure to make sure that we're going about it in the right way, to make sure that everybody's good. The ones that we're showing up for, we want to make sure, like, we put so much pressure on us to make sure that we are doing the right thing, doing it in the right way, right? But when you're showing us that you don't appreciate our efforts, when you're showing us that we're not enough, that's going to cause a lot of resentment. That's going to cause us to want to pull back. That's going to cause us to, you know, just stop putting forth effort because you're showing us that it's not enough, which means you're also showing us that you don't appreciate it. You take it for granted. You're taking advantage of the fact that you have someone in your life that is going to show up for you no matter what. He's going to show up for you in any way possible because he wants to make sure that you're happy, that you're good. He wants to make sure that everybody is good. Meanwhile, he's depleting himself of what it is that he needs because no one seems to care. So he's got to do what he has to do for him just to make sure that he's okay and to make sure that he's straight. Right? And again, that is a very unfortunate thing because it's like, damn, who's showing up for me? Like, who's there? Who's there for me? Like, I'm really going through it, but I can't reach out to anybody, or I can't look to my lady. I can't, you know, look to whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just I need a chance to just let out everything that I got going on the inside, but I don't know who I can go to. And I'm sure a lot of people feel like, well, therapy is the best route. Um, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not against therapy. I've been to therapy. I've had my experiences with therapy, and they wasn't the best experiences. That I've done it 4 times. The first time was a waste of time because she pretty much just, the energy she just gave off was she was there because she was paid to be there. You know, like there really wasn't, you know, an interaction that was comfortable enough for me to even, you know, talk about what I had going on. Second time was the same way. She basically was just, you know, just analyzing and trying to decide if I needed medicine or not. The third time, you know, she was just sitting there, just writing stuff down, just asking me stupid questions. Fourth time, I thought I was on to something because it was a brother, and he, the first couple of sessions I had with him, he made it comfortable, to talk, because we was just, it was just like two brothers just sitting there chopping it up. The only thing with that is he just wasn't available. Like whenever I reached out, I was like, "Hey, man, I want to get in a session with you." Didn't respond to my text message. Didn't respond to my phone calls. None of that. He just went ghost on me. So I'm like, how is it possible to seek help when it's not available? You know what I'm saying? Like how is it possible for people to, put all of this pressure on men to go and get help and allow them, and just, trying to push us to express our emotions and all that. Like how is it possible to hear all that? But it's like when we do reach out for the help, it's not available. And even when we do express our need for help, nobody really cares. That's how a lot of us feel because it's true. I'm not just saying this just to be saying it. I've experienced it. I've experienced reaching out for help and it's not there. I've been through it. Thankfully I've connected with a lot of people, you know, that has made it easy for me to open up. When I need someone that I need to talk to and um, I got a host of friends now, a host of people that has definitely shown up for me. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a lot of things that men, keep bottled up because we don't feel like we don't feel comfortable opening up. Not because of society, because of what we've been through in relationships, in marriages, at work, you know, so-called friends. Like it's the experiences that we've had that has made it hard for us to open up. And we're tired. We're tired, man, and we're trying to get to a better place to where we can open up, which is why I'm thankful that I'm noticing, I'm noticing how it's a lot of black men that's coming together, and that's willing to be there for one another. It's good to see that. I have that. I have that now. I have friends who I actually call my brothers because they've allowed me to open up and express myself when I'm going through. Same thing for them. They can call me anytime. You know what I'm saying? And we could chop it up and we can, figure this thing out. So it's good to have that, man. It's good to have that. But yeah, man, that's yes, men get tired too. Men get tired too. We're tired of our feelings going unnoticed. We're tired of our feelings being dismissed. We're tired of feeling unappreciated. And we're and it gets to a point to where once you become too tired, you tend to walk away from whatever is draining you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the episode for today. I kind of went over my time limit. I'm trying not to be all long winded, but it's hard. But this type of topic is hard to keep short because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to expound, and I may do a part two to this because again, it's something that's not talked about enough, and I feel like it should be talked about. But anyway, man, that's my episode for today. Hope y'all tune in and listen to it, and I hope it helps. Again, it's going to be a part two. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's going to be a part two because we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope it's nothing short of amazing and favorable. I wish nothing but blessings upon you. And until next time, man, salute. Let that marinate. We'll see you next time.
Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody opinion of you determine your